Hello there, and welcome to this WoW discussion video. My name is Zabian, and today we'll be discussing if Warlords of Draenor was a success. Well, I certainly do not think so. Some other people may disagree with me, but we'll come to that conclusion in the comments after you've watched the video, if you even watched and didn't base it entirely off the title. So, Warlords of Draenor, good or bad? Let's kick it off with the leveling. Well, when you first got put into Warlords of Draenor, it was great. It was different. I mean, you go through the dark portal like an army charging, and then you're confronted by the Iron Horde. And then at the end of that quest chain, you see the Warlords standing on top of that hill, looking down on you like they hate your guts for what you did. And wow, when I first did that, oh my, that was so fun. That was about the highlight of my questing. Then we continued. We got to the dock. We killed the people on the boat. Yada yada yada. But anyway, leveling. We then kept going through the things. It was all great. I loved the leveling. I've done it 3 times. And I'm still not bored. I could still do that as many times as I want and never get bored. So, leveling was great. Leveling was amazing. I have never experienced leveling like that. That was amazing. Bearing in mind I only joined in MoP. That was a great... I didn't like MoP at all. MoP was dry. It just didn't feel right. And the artwork. When you first went into Frostfire Ridge, you saw all those nice elements to add to your leveling experience while in Warlords of Draenor. Wow, that was great. That just made it feel even more awesome. Seeing all these great visuals and everything. So leveling, I love that. Dungeons. I typically do not use dungeons to level from 90 to 100. I don't even do it from 85 to 90 because I find that boring, to be honest, doing the same dungeon over and over. We were given 7 dungeons? 7 or 8 dungeons to start with in WoD. Now, we assumed that over time we would get more dungeons to play through. Did we? No. We got nothing. Okay, yeah. But that's bad. Why? Well, because now there are mythic dungeons. And they have taken the same mechanics from HC dungeons and added damage to them, added health to them. We obviously have more damage, but we got to dodge more, I guess. There's a little bit of a challenge in there, not really at all. If you're a mythic raiding guild, you're gonna soar through. You're not gonna have any difficulty if you know a little bit about what you're doing. You're just gonna walk over the bosses. 5 minutes a boss, not even that. Like 2 minutes a boss fight if you're like really decently geared and you can dodge things. Wow. No new mechanics. That's lazy. That's lazy. But in MoP, okay, let's use MoP for example, we had a reason to go and do HC dungeons. There was gear. I know there was gear. There's gear in WoD too, obviously, but most raiders don't need that. They don't need to go back and get that. They didn't MoP either once they got past that as well, but I'll be honest with that. But there was Valor points. Everyone needed to get capped in Valor every week so that we could upgrade our gear. Now, that was great, because that let us go back into that content. Obviously, we were doing the same dungeons over and over again, but we were doing it for a reason. So it felt like there was a bit of a purpose behind it, if you know what I mean by that. But anyway, moving on, dungeons, bad. Bad. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Moving on to raids. Now, raids, Blizzard do a good job. Every single raid. They're renowned for how good they make their raids, how much effort they put into their raids. Every encounter in Warlords of Draenor, you know they put their heart and soul into it. Definitely. Every single boss. Recently with Hellfire Citadel, the Iron Reaver in LFR, I was not expecting that asshole to fly above the whole group and smash down, killing everyone. That was so funny for a start. Everyone was in panic, and the people that did survive was just like, whoa, what happened? Everyone's dead, but I'm alive. That must mean I'm a pro. Nah, that's not really what happened at all. But no, that was fun. I found that hilarious. I found that great. I thought it wasn't very good if you literally spawned right in there. And then you spawn right on the spot. That was like a bad thing for just joining. You spawn right there when it's slamming down. You can't move. You just die instantly. But no, as for Highmall and Blackrock Foundry, I didn't like them, but I know they put a lot of effort into them. I hate Orgorger. He's got original mechanics indeed. Oh, I'm not saying that he's not original. He's a great boss to fight. But when he's going around the room, I can't dodge that. I find that extremely difficult to dodge. That's... wow. I was so shocked. I thought, okay, I'll just follow him and destroy these crates while following him a bit. And then I realised, oh, he moves faster than I thought he does. And then I die. On HC, I've been kicked many times, and then I just gave up. I'm not really a raider at the moment. So, raids aside. Blackrock Foundry, again... I actually did like the bosses in Blackrock Foundry. I found them very unique. The trains, when they're coming through, they're switching lanes and everything. You gotta watch out for those trains, and then you gotta kill ads and stuff. Blah 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 blah. Rating, average stuff right there. So yeah, Blizzard always do a good job with rating, no doubt about that. But that's not the problem with this expansion at all. Okay. So now moving on to the Legendary quest line. Okay, yeah. A ring... How can you have a ring as a legendary item? Khadgar gives us his nipple ring with some enchantments on it. That's what I'm feeling like here. We're grinding raids, LFR, HC, normal, mythic, whatever you're doing to get your tomes and your tablets and your what was the other thing? Runes? I want to say runes. You're doing whatever. You're doing whatever to get that, and at the end, you're getting a ring. That's cool. Yeah, I feel totally satisfied with a ring. Wow. I mean, a mop. I'm using mop a lot because, well, it's mop. I was there. But I know in the past there was legendary weapons. There wasn't legendary cloaks or legendary rings. I liked the legendary cloak and mop though. That whole animated thing on the back, it was something cool to look at for about 2 weeks after you got it. But that's not the point. The damage procs are also quite good, but the weapons, they're special. They were special because they're weapons and they're legendary. I mean, how legendary can you get? I mean, Shadowmourne? Whoa. I mean, it doesn't look like the best weapon, but... wow. And then there's, I can't really remember the names of the other ones. I'm not the best with the names of them, but there was, like, Thunder Fury, that two-handed weapon. I can't really remember them. And there's also a legendary staff from Firelands, I think. But the point is, they're special. When you give something out like a ring, it doesn't feel as unique as a weapon or as a piece of armor you can see properly. I mean, sure, I've heard that the legendary ring has a proc and everything, but meh. A proc? Meh. I can't see it the whole time. A legendary head that was like on fire, green fire, because it's all demons and everything, and it makes the rest of your body glow green the majority of the time when your proc is active. That sounds quite cool as well, but that's visuals. I mean, everything has visuals. So, legendary... I was disappointed by Warlords as legendary. and it's a meh. I don't really want it. I'm not trying hard for it. I'm still on tablets. But I do know a few people do like it, like some of my friends. They really do like it. They say it's really useful for raiding and etc. Because, well, it's a legendary item. It's supposed to be. Now, moving on to patches. This is the annoying one. The annoying subtopic of this discussion. Patches. So, 6.1. Do I even need to say anything? There was barely anything. Okay, a cool new raid. Wait. No, I don't. Yeah, it was. It was Blackrock Foundry, and of course I've not experienced that very much. I've experienced the majority of Blackrock Foundry through LFR, which I don't like to admit, because I don't actually like LFR that much in the game. I don't think that should be a feature, to be honest, with the new Finder, but whatever. But patches, the really disappointing one is 6.2. This one was supposed to be the one that kept us playing until the next expansion, because obviously they're announcing the next expansion tomorrow. They failed. Blizzard have failed. And they're bragging. They were. I mean, I read their Q2 stuff, and they said that patch 6.2 was the biggest update they've ever done or something. 7 Apexis dailies, a new area like the Timeless Isle, a new raid, and a bit onto the legendary quest. How the fuck is that? I mean, Apexis dailies we don't even like. We told them. They know we don't like them. Well, the majority of people don't like them. They had an amount to it. I mean, so you got something to farm for. But I hate farming for Apexis. I hate it. I hate doing dailies over and over and over again. And it annoys me. We thought that 6.2 was going to be that patch that was back in MOP, that saved MOP from going under. But it isn't. I mean, how long is this expansion going to take to come out? It could only come out in the next... It could only come out in, like, early spring. You know, like, February at the very... That's, like, the soonest I can think of it being out. Unless they've been doing it the whole time that Warlords of Draenor has been going. Well, they must have. They must have been developing it because they're ready to announce it. Why? Why have they done this 1-year plan thing? And they took the great idea of Warlords of Draenor. I was so hyped for this expansion. I can tell you. I was... Every day I was thinking about this expansion. And they ruined it. So I'm really hoping... this is like the depths of my heart right here. I'm hoping that the reason why Blizzard slacked on Warlords of Draenor is because they were making this new expansion and they were trying to make it a lot better than Warlords of Draenor, so they started working on it early. But it is a bit shameful that they've just given up on Draenor. They gave up because people didn't like it. They didn't try to make it better. They just said, fuck it. We're making sub-losses here. Let's get the fuck out of Draenor. At the moment, what they're showing us is they only care about money. What's in your wallet. What you will give them to play. And that's bad. A games company should be able to create stuff that their community wants. And when they can't do that, they are failing as a company. As a games company. They're not producing what they should be. Is is what's behind it. It's what I'm talking about here. It's not on. It's really not on. And especially when they're going and bragging about it to their investors. They're bragging, oh, we made more money. Sure, we lost half of our subscriber rate, and you could be making double the money if we put real effort in. But no, they don't. They don't seem to give a fuck. You know what? I want to move away from Warlords of Draenor now. I want to try and focus on the next expansion, because I want this next expansion to come out, and I want to completely forget about Warlords of Draenor. I want the next expansion to be so good that when I look back at Warlords of Draenor, I can barely remember it. It's just a distant memory to that extent, because they know they're in the shithole. They've messed up. They've messed up big time. So they want to get out of there. Anyway, moving on to the next expansion discussion, which is also just like a bonus bit onto this discussion, I guess. It's about happy times now. The next expansion is about to be announced tomorrow. Well, in 11 minutes, it is tomorrow. In 10 minutes now, it's the 6th. So moving on. But let's talk about the leaked stuff first. They leaked what could have been the title. The title being The Dark Prophet. And the whole story behind this one was that we journey back through the Dark Portal. We look around. Oh no! The Naga and the Zandalari Trolls have joined forces, and now they are trying to raise the sea level. Now, I can imagine this would be another expansion where we fuse together as factions, where the Alliance and the Horde join forces to take down the big bad Lady Yashara and the leader of the Zandalari Trolls, who I can't actually think of right now for some reason. But it's also an opportunity for Vol'jin to step in as the war chief and prove himself that he will not give in to temptation from a troll-ruled world. Because, you know, he's going to be tempted. A lot of the I can imagine some of the trolls that are in Darkspear are probably going to piss off to the Zandalari and become part of them. But again, this might not even be the expansion. It's not been announced yet. So that's the basic story. I mean, one of the bosses, if this is it, I'm hoping this is the expansion, because this is the one I'm looking forward to. This is the one I want. I want the Naga. I want them. I want them sexually. No, I want them to be part of an expansion. And, you know, it's great. It's great to see the Naga again. Of course, I only experienced them through leveling, but I love that race. I've read so much about them, and they're great. They're a great race. So, moving on to a new class. Wow. I mean, it's been a while. It's been, we haven't had a new one since MOP. It seems to be like every second expansion, there's a new class. That seems to be how it's working. But apparently the new class will be a ranged class, and it will be using mail armor. Which makes sense, because the only slot that doesn't have like 3 users, I mean every other one has at least 3 users, mail doesn't, so it makes sense to have another class use that. And it's basically, I think it's like based on a hunter. They get to use bows, guns, crossbows. Am I missing one here? I feel as if I'm missing one. Bows, guns, nah, I don't think I'm missing one. I don't know. Anyway, and it'll have some specs, some good specs. I've heard there's going to be 2 DPS specs and a healer spec, which is great. I mean, a healer spec for something using a gun? How's that going to work? Are they going to have like a healing cannon? Like, I don't know, like the Doctor from Team Fortress 2, how he's got his little like, it almost looks like it's draining life from them. but it's actually shielding them or whatever, or healing them. But anyway, that's the new one, and I think it's actually under the base of Shadow Hunter or something like that. One of the specs. I'm not really too. I don't really remember too much about that. I only read a little bit. And a new race. Okay. Maybe. I'm not too sure about a new race, because what are they going to do for a new race? I would love to see a Naga be a race. But I honestly can't see them introducing an ogre, because we thought that was coming in Warlords of Draenor. But there's been a lot of speculation about how it wouldn't work, because we've never seen a female ogre, and that they're like really clumsy and stupid and big, and they'll probably be used to troll people by blocking entrances or post boxes or whatever. I don't know how people would troll with it, but people will. They find a way. Life will find a way. So I would have thought it would be something along the lines of a Naga if there was going to be a new one, like an outcasted Naga that has decided to join to fight against Lady Ashara. I mean, I highly doubt. I kind of doubt that. I kind of doubt there'll even be. I mean, I don't even know if there'll be a new race. I'm not so certain. I mean, anyway, you guys tell me what you think. This has been Zabian and I have talked for over 20 minutes now, and if you enjoyed the video, please drop me a like. If you want to ask me a question or you want to continue the discussion, please leave that in the comments down below. And as for the rest of your day, I hope you enjoy it.